Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I cover nostalgic, obscure, or otherwise strange content. Today we're talking about the pilot episode of a sitcom that I loved as a kid. It aired a little bit before my time, but I watched it on reruns constantly. This, of course, was Alf. Alf was such a weird show, and it never really got enough credit for being what it was. If you don't know, Alf was a show about an alien life form, Alf, who crash lands his ship in the backyard of kind of like an all-American family in the 80s. And the sitcom revolves around this family trying to hide Alf from the outside world so that the government doesn't take him to experiment on him. It's kind of a semi-dark premise for a sitcom, but anyway. But yeah, I'm just gonna jump into this episode because it's such a wild show and I loved it. So the episode starts off with Willie, that's the dad, and Brian, the son, who, by the way, you might remember Brian as the little boy who is also in the Bride of Boogity movies, or at least the first one. I can't remember if he was in the second one. But yeah, if you remember the Mr. Boogity video that I did way back when, you are an OG viewer and I appreciate you. And if you haven't, I appreciate you too, but it's here if you want to watch it.
Dad, can I look through the telescope?
Of course, my son enjoyed the cosmos.
But anyway, they're going out to like the shed in the backyard where they have kind of like a whole system set up. Willie's into like the ham radio. I'm pretty sure that's what he's messing around with, and Brian's looking up at the stars.
Dad, can I talk to Natalie after you're through?
Sure.
This is Lynn. Like every teenage girl on any sitcom, especially in the 80s, she comes in talking about her boyfriend.
No boyfriend? What's his name?
Lash.
Lash?
The mom comes in and is like, "Hey son, what you watching?" And he's like, "The Neighbors." And she's like, "Oh no."
The neighbors are watching Body Heat again.
Stop spying on people.
Don't spy on people. That's not cool, man. Respect boundaries, Brian.
Just get ready for bed.
I'm hungry.
Well, that's because you didn't eat your mashed potatoes.
But yeah, all in all, they are a boring American family. They have, a cat
Did anyone feed the cat?
Oh, I'll feed him. Feed him my mashed potatoes.
and a son that doesn't like mashed potatoes, and nothing really out of the ordinary is to be said about them. The mom randomly wants to talk to the dad about how the daughter thinks he hates her boyfriend that he's never met.
She thinks you hate her boyfriend.
Such a bright girl.
And before this heart-to-heart can really go any further, a bunch of sensors go off and Willie's like, "Oh shit, I found something in space." He's like a space aficionado. I really don't know what it is that he... I guess he was trying to find aliens, or he thought he might find something out in space. I don't know.
Hello, this is K726XAA. Can you read me?
There's a lot of time setting up the family structure and not a lot of time explaining this whole situation anyway.
It can't be.
The lights! What happened to the lights?
And then the lights start flickering, and before anybody can figure out what to do, boom. Spaceship in the garage.
We have a visitor.
I would say so, yes, you do. And with Alf semi-unconscious in his spaceship in the Tanner family's garage, we get the most 80s theme intro ever. My favorite part is this bit where you can very clearly see where the set wall ends and the stage lights begin. Sorry, I'm annoying with stuff like that. Look at Alf, he's so cute! It's amazing that I liked Alf, because I was really scared of most puppets as a kid, but anybody who watches this channel knows that, like, Muppety puppets were kind of an exception. I don't know. I had a thing for, like, aliens as a kid. I was really into this and Stitch and E.T. It was a whole phase that I'm still kind of going through. So they're wheeling poor Alf in on like a blanket. He's unconscious. The mom doesn't want him to be put on the couch.
Let's put it over here.
Not on the couch.
Lynn, clear off the coffee table, Lynn.
Come on, Mom, he's a living thing. Let him be on the couch. And so this conservative white bread family is shook because now they have an actual alien in their house, and they're like, shit, what do we do with this? They don't say shit. Gosh dang it, what do we do with this?
It's an ALF.
What?
An ALF. An ALF. That's short for alien life form.
They have the natural fight about how it can't stay in the house, which we all know he's gonna stay in the house because there were 4 seasons of the show.
After all those years of wondering and hoping that it might be possible to contact alien life, it's the fulfillment of a lifelong dream.
We've got to get rid of it.
Absolutely.
Okay, he was trying to contact alien life. Once Alf wakes up, he's gonna wish he hadn't, but anyway. And then we get this fisheye Alf perspective lens camera thing that's really unsettling to look at.
What if they poke needles in it?
No, they wouldn't poke needles in it.
They would.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Then Alf wakes up and he speaks perfect English. Perfect English. Perfect English. And then Alf wakes up and he speaks perfect English.
How about fixing my spaceship?
Oh yeah, I'll just pop down to the spaceship auto repair.
It's heavy, it's hairy, and it talks.
Now, how about fixing my spaceship so I can get my heavy, hairy body out of here?
Yeah, he has feelings and ears. Don't insult him.
I don't think we should get too friendly, Willie.
Yeah, that's kind of the running thing. The mom hates Alf the entire way through.
Let's have a snack now. We'll get friendly later.
Snack? What kind of a snack?
You got a cat?
Oh no, yeah, I forgot about that. Alf likes to eat cats. Don't show this show to PETA.
No cat eating, not in this house.
All right. How about a cat food can?
So they negotiate down to giving Alf a cat food can to snack on.
An alien being has come to live with us and eat our cans and snack on our cat.
You know, everything minus the cat eating part sounds pretty cool. You wouldn't have to bother with recycling. It's better for the environment. Plus, how many people can say they live with an alien? Your kids are gonna have, like, kick-ass essays to write in their college entry exams.
If I can't get Alf going, we'll tell somebody. Just one day.
Willie promises that if he can't get rid of Alf in one day, then they'll turn Alf over to the authorities that will definitely do experiments on him.
He's quick.
Alf, no. The next morning, the mom wakes up with Alf just casually sleeping next to her.
Morning.
Morning.
She's not too happy about it. Can't really blame her for that one, though.
What's going on up there?
Nothing. Just screaming.
That's a whole mood. I scream constantly. All the time. Willie calms down the wife. Why do I keep forgetting her name? I'll remember it in a second, I promise. Meanwhile, Alf is very interested in the toilet.
Interesting concept.
My cat Perry does the same exact thing. She will watch the toilet flush like it's the Super Bowl.
Lynn and I got to gabbing last night,
Lynn. The mom's name is Lynn. How could I forget?
and she sort of feels... Boy, you're blind as a bat, aren't you?
No, wait, Lynn is the daughter.
You must understand that Kate is very nervous about this whole thing.
Kate. The mom's name is Kate. I am now caught up.
Absolutely. Who's Kate?
Me, as of 15 seconds ago.
I want to do everything you do. You're my idol.
He's just so cute. Look at his little teeth and the hair on the head. It's just so cute. I love him. Adorable. I have an Alf t-shirt that looks like the E.T. thing with them flying crow over the moon, but it's Willie on the bike with Alf in the basket, and I was gonna wear it today, and I cannot find it anywhere. It's just gone.
I'm gonna take a shower now.
Okay. Just don't use all the hot water.
So Alf knows, like, he's confused about certain Earth things, but then he's very savvy when it comes to other Earth things, so... Did I say you were allowed to play right now? But he's very savvy when it comes to other Earth things, so, like, what was his planet like? Was it like Earth, or was it not like Earth? Willie warns Alf not to go near the window because they have a very nosy neighbor across the street, and if she sees an alien there, she will definitely tell everybody about it. So what does Alf do? He immediately looks right out the window and into the eyes of Mrs. Achmonic.
Is there such a thing as a cross between a kangaroo and an aardvark? Stop putting yourself down.
I'm not talking about me.
I need burn ointment for that one.
I'm talking about that thing staring at me from the bathroom window.
It's really creepy that they can see that clearly into what is the bathroom window. Like, you gotta be really careful to make sure those blinds are closed if you're using the bathroom in that situation. That's weird.
Towel.
You talking to me?
Yeah, would you have me something to dry off with, please?
You got it.
Hey, my cat does that too. I'm realizing that Alf is basically just my cat. If my cat could talk. And 8 cats. You know what? We don't need to keep thinking down this pattern of thought.
Let's do the trick.
Oh god, that scene, ever since the beginning of quarantine when like people were hoarding toilet paper and toilet paper was like an important resource that nobody could get their hands on, that scene just gives me anxiety now. I'm like, don't waste the toilet paper. You need that. It's different now, man. We're living through a panini. Later that day, Willie is desperately trying to fix his spaceship so that Alf can leave promptly. Well, Alf is jamming out to Tina Turner and playing with a toy train. That is really a tricked out garage. There's a lot going on in that garage.
I don't know much about this thing.
Me either.
Hang on, this is something I've never thought about before, but like, they're all frantic. Like, don't let the neighbor see you. She'll tell somebody. You'll get turned in. But like, they just left the whole spaceship just like up on the roof. Nobody saw that. It's kind of conspicuous.
I'll get the wrench, Dad.
Lynn and Alf are supposed to be helping Willie fix the spaceship, but instead they decide to put their brains together to try to win a radio contest.
I'll call.
Wrench.
What's the phone number?
Area code 311-555-98.
Willie doesn't take it so well.
I think you'd better try to make contact with your people.
I have tried. I've tried again and again.
Alf can't get in touch with his people back on his home planet. Poor Alf. Lynn gives him a hug and oh, it's so cute.
Big wheel keep on turning.
Proud Mary, keep on burning.
2, 3, 4, rolling. Rolling. Rolling on a river. Look, if you need me, I'll be in the house.
We won't need you.
I'll still be in the house.
Yeah, Alf really spends his entire time on Earth like we've been spending this whole year, just constantly in lockdown, not able to go anywhere or see anybody. Later, he's watching TV with Brian.
Do you get Sesame Street where you live?
Nope, and frankly, I don't get it here either.
It's actually kind of shocking that Jim Henson didn't have a hand in making this. I always thought he did. Gonna just double check that for a second, but I don't think so. Okay, so he was not involved in this production, and that all actually almost cost the network the show entirely because they were like, Jim Henson really does puppets the best, which he did. So they weren't really interested in a show that was a puppet show that didn't have Jim Henson. Which makes sense, because Jim Henson was great, and puppets can be hit or miss, but still, according to Wikipedia. Because God forbid I do any pre-research on any of these episodes. Anyway, let's continue.
Where are you two going?
We gotta get something to drink.
We're parched.
Alf and Brian leave to go get drinks.
I said no soda pop.
It's not soda pop, it's beer.
And they come back with beer, which Alf is over 200 years old, so it's fine for him, but Brian's like 8, so let's not do that. The mom, Kate, slams the 2 very obviously empty beer cans down on the TV and then just starts ripping him a new one.
Now you just listen to me, Alf. I will not allow this kind of behavior in my house. This boy is only 6 years old. He is not to drink beer, and you are not to drink beer.
Oh, he's 6 years old. That's worse.
Melmac. That was the name of my planet.
What do you mean was?
Well, you see, that's the thing, Kate. Ma'am. Melmac's history.
In the middle of this, Alf reveals to them that his home planet, Melmac, is gone. It blew up. Very sad.
It exploded. This was my street.
So Alf really doesn't have anywhere to go.
Now, if Willie fixes my ship, I suppose I could start a new life somewhere else, on some desolate, crater-filled asteroid.
Except for maybe some lonely crater, so obviously he wants to stay with the Tanners.
We can't hide Alf forever, and I can't go on like this.
Alf, no.
He won't break the rules anymore. Will you, Alf?
Cross my heart.
What's the anatomy of Alf that his heart is up here? That's interesting.
Oh no, who could that be?
I don't know.
Don't answer it, Mom.
Me every time anybody comes to my front door.
Ryan, I am going to answer the door.
No.
Yes.
You're looking at someone who's dove under her own chair just to hide from the UPS delivery guy. Because I'm that bad at human interaction. Anxiety vibe check. I hate myself.
It's not Mrs. Achmonic, unless she's just joined the army.
But then, uh-oh, it happens to be a military man at the door. So now Alf is in some deep shit.
It is a military man.
They're trying to hide him, but, like, he's standing right in front of the window. How does the military man not see him?
Did you fix the spaceship?
I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. I don't have the right parts.
Ooh, and Willie can't fix the ship, so there really is nowhere else for Alf to go except Area 51 to be experimented on, apparently.
I'm Darnell Valentine with the Alien Task Force.
So the military man is like, hey, we heard you got an alien.
Mrs. Tanner, we've received an anonymous tip that you might be harboring a space creature.
And the mom does a very bad job of denying it, and she's like,
Is he considered dangerous?
Hard to tell till we get it in the lab.
What would you do with him if you did get him, you know, in the lab?
she kind of pulls a Ben Shapiro and she's like, let's say hypothetically I did have an alien. What would you do to the alien? And the guy's like, oh, we would torture it. And she's like, ugh.
We'll see how it responds to intense heat, freezing cold, high voltage.
And then she's just like, no, we don't have an alien. And he's like, okay.
We are not harboring any space creatures.
Fine. Thank you. Have a nice day.
No need for further questions, ma'am.
Who gave you our name?
As I told Mrs. Tanner, that information is strictly Achmonic, anonymous.
He lets it slip that the neighbor called them in, and then he leaves, without even looking around the house. So Alf is safe, yay!
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, thanks, Mom.
So now Alf is part of the big, happy sitcom family. That night, Alf sneaks out to the ham radio setup to see if he could contact anybody from his planet.
Calling anybody from Melmac. Hello? Skip.
Jenny,
Larry.
Amy,
Muffy.
Susanna. I don't know why those were just the first three names that came to my head. I don't know why. Oh, and he tells them all about the family that he's living with now. It's really cute.
I wanted to tell you something. I really miss all of you.
And then it gets really emotional.
The thought of never seeing you again sort of breaks my heart. If you could, try to get in touch with me, and then we could eat their cat.
No, eating the cat! So now Alf is just one of the family. He's sitting at the table telling jokes and eating mashed potatoes.
More mashed potatoes, please.
Hey, lob them over here when you're done with them.
I like mashed potatoes too now, Mom.
He likes mashed potatoes now, too.
See, Mom, he's a good influence. Every kid needs a mashed potato role model to look up to. And that's the end of the first episode. This show was like something that I would constantly watch. Even to this day, sometimes when I'm like having a bad day, I'll still put on an episode or two. It's like Full House, where it's like one of those like kind of corny, 80s, 90s, just old-fashioned sitcoms, and I actually really love it. I own every season of Alf. That is such an uncool thing to say, but it's true, and I'm not ashamed of it, because I know that there are other people out there that like Alf. So hopefully you guys liked this video. Let me know if you want me to cover more episodes of Alf in the future. But that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing. I know some weird stuff has been happening with the notifications. People haven't been getting them, but just know I'm still here, still uploading at least 2 videos every week. So always come back to the channel if you just need to chill out and drink some tea and watch some weird old stuff that nobody talks about. I really appreciate you guys. If you're new here and you're a fan of nonsense, maybe consider sticking around because I post nonsense all the time. And remember, my name is Avery. I'm a YouTuber if you say so, because thanks to you guys, this is technically a YouTube channel. Bye.